chat. It's up to you. Let's go, chat. Who do you have? Magnus or Hans? That's what we came for. Now, of course, we have the other people too as well. But yeah. What else is going on here, Jan, besides Magnus and Hans?
I don't know. I don't care, frankly. Let's just watch Magnus Hans. Some of the others will move on, meet somebody in the semifinals. Now we have Nepomniachtchi versus Morzine. Nepomniachtchi, we all know, two-time classical vice world champion. And Morzine just won the Rapid the other day, didn't party too hard. The 18-year-old is back for the Blitz knockout, which is very, very impressive. Then, yeah, we have our boy Jan Krzysztof Duda. Barely made it in. We thought he was out for a minute, but he did get in. He's playing against Caruana. Caruana, tough opponent for him historically. With Fabi, it feels to me, I might be wrong, because he's actually been pretty consistent, but it feels a little hit and miss sometimes in Blitz. Like yesterday, he was just crushing everybody. Let's see if he has another good day. Then I expect him in the semifinals. And Wesley Alireza, two of the premier World Blitz players as well, obviously. So, a lot of good stuff. But who are we kidding? Magnus Hans, that's as good as it gets in chess. What do you think? Are these two still the two most famous chess players in the world? Hans must have been at some point, but probably not right now anymore, is he?
Let me tell you, it's still going. Like, I'm at the gym and they're like, "Oh yeah, you play chess," and then like, yeah, I'm telling them they see all the stuff, Instagram and like seeing all the stuff, and then they're like, "Oh, I know the Hans, or I know the whole thing with the cheating," and I'm like, "This guy, this is years ago. People still talk about this all the time." So especially people that don't even play chess here, so you can see the emotions here. You can just feel there's a lot of tension here still, but Magnus looks very unhappy to say the least here.
He's not thrilled to get that pairing, I don't think. I was the captain in this World Team Rapid Championship, where our team, which featured Magnus, played the Hans team a couple times, but then Magnus avoided the matchup. We won the match anyway, but here it's mano a mano. He has to show up, and we have lift off. The English opening, knight to f3, slightly rare move there. Magnus played pawn to e4 against Fabi in their tiebreaks in the World Championship match, which was a surprise back then. Looks like he's a new surprise, jumping around with a horsey.
I actually like this. This is like a reverse Rossolimo that you can get from black side. You can actually get some positions like this with the knight f6 move rather than g6 or any of the other ones you use. Yeah, you can get this from a Rossolimo. I think white, I like these positions. I liked it from the black side, so having it with white with the tempo up, I'm already quite comfortable. Even having the bishop here too, I love having the bishop.
Yeah, Magnus, of course, a ton of experience from the black side as well, played a bunch of Rossolimos, but Hans seems to know what he's doing, plays very quickly, made this little sneaky pawn move to stop the bishop coming out. Magnus, who doesn't like double pawns, goes for this pawn push, trying to rid himself of one of his c-pawns. Mission accomplished. But is this good for white? What's he doing? This doesn't look that great. Looks like he's freestyling. He wants to go for the double fianchetto, bring the other bishop out. But Hans has a lot of time, like c5, knight c6, d5, to gain some space in the center.
I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan actually of the b3 bishop b2 ideas, but yeah, he is expanding quickly. He understands, which of course Hans is very good at this. I mean, b3 bishop b2 I would like to get off, but I don't have the time. cd5 maybe takes with the queen. Hans is definitely fine going to endgames. One of the very few people that actually will go to endgames willingly very early with Magnus here. He definitely likes to grind himself here. So depending if we see queen takes d5 or not is the question.
Still, queen takes is a strange choice to me. Like Anna said, Hans likes endgames, but to play this endgame against Mr. Magnus and his two bishops looks like asking for trouble. No one better than Magnus grinding out these endgames with the bishops. A little something to work with. Don't like this queen takes d5 move.
I definitely love the bishops, not going to lie here, especially as most positions open up. Generally, you have some exchanges. You exchange some pawns. The centers open up. Diagonals look good. And of course, it's going to favor the person with the bishop. I control both the color complexes. This knight is going to probably go to e3 at some point. Bishop takes e3, a3 to, obviously stop the rook on a8 to be doing anything. There it is happening. And then we go, obviously, rook a to c1, pressure to pawn. Magnus plays all day in this game.
Yeah, Hans playing very quickly. Hans did a bunch of talking, although of course he likes to let the chess speak for itself. He also likes to talk, and he said, yeah, rapid wasn't really his thing, but in Blitz, that's his best discipline. He does feel like he can compete with the very best in Blitz. Spent a month playing 8 hours a day of Blitz. That's a lot of Blitz.
That's a lot. Okay, well, you know what? I had to do that when I was younger. I was actually at the chess club playing chess literally all day. So I can see that. That'd be understandable. I mean, even at home though, like playing Blitz online, you can get 2, 3, 4 hours in. We all do it. Chat.
Yeah. I used to do that too in my early 20s, in the 1970s. And yeah, sometimes we forget with Hans because he's been around for so long. He's what age? He's like 21 years old, right? He's a kid.
Yeah, 122, something like that. Still got that. Going through the early 20s here. A3 played. Is Hans still thinking here? This is a 4-game match. You do have to understand, guys, there are 4 games here. First to 2.5 wins the match here. So be very cautious, obviously, of your opening choices and what you're doing and etc. 4-game match. That's all we got.
Yeah, of course, that is not the only game in action. In Nepomniachtchi Morzin, we have a positional struggle, some typical Italian structure. Looks a little more pleasant for Nepomniachtchi with these weak pawns in the middle of the board. Duda versus Fabi looks like some typical Sicilian, sharp structure where Fabi seems comfortable. And Wesley versus Ali Reza is a long theoretical line, typical Wesley stuff in the semi-Tarash. Wesley's gonna know he's safe here, but I don't think he's better. Looks like they're just comparing notes. Women's section.
Got it. I see women's too.
Zhou and June against Gunina. Looks like Zhou and June is doing her classical world champion thing, like Magnus, also former classical world champion. Not sure you guys knew that. Zhou and June with the 2 bishops, grinding out some endgame. And that's not a Gunina position. Great tactician, but defending some endgame like that looks unpleasant. Yip versus Lachno is a roughly balanced endgame as well. Oh, actually, Lachno does have an extra pawn. Maybe it's not that balanced. A lot of action on all the boards. But let's check back in with Mr. Carlsen. You were right, Hans. He's just good at endgames. No problems. Get rid of one of the bishops.
Yeah, Magnus
Keeps amazing us.
Yeah, exactly. Magnus loves the end games, but I know Hans does too. I just seen a lot of his games, and he's just comfortable from very, very boring positions. But obviously, he just has a lot of practice in that too. So we'll see what happens here. He is trying to press. King can get to c5, maybe a little bit better, practically speaking. I mean, he definitely is. He just has more space.
I think white is rocky solid, though. I don't see how he make progress with black. Before you just take, then the other pawn becomes a little weak. I think it's more of a standoff here. Yeah, Hans tries to get rid of a pair of rooks. Don't see either side making tons of progress, but they both will try. Maybe a little rook lift here for Hans.
Do you even rook lift? Rook a4, king c3. Oh, he plays b4, stopping his
he goes for it.
Whoa, this is hold on. King c2.
Yeah, should still be fine.
Okay.
Where does bishop go? Here. Probably here to keep an eye on that guy.
b6, rook d4, f5. We get some counterplay. Rook d6 hits the bishop.
Yeah. Not sure I love this b4 decision. And yeah, Hans says, okay. Was just testing the waters, I'll go back. King c3, rook a4. Still looks very balanced. I don't see either side breaking through here. Switch to the game tab. Just FYI, both sides at this moment, 98.7 accuracy. Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting. ... Rook d4, bishop d1, and maybe bishop c2 with some type of idea. He plays f5. And I guess we just shuffle. Seems to be drawn.
You can hope for a blunder, rook d4, rook b4, rook d5, but unlikely that happens. Magnus trying to provoke f5 or h5, lure these pawns to light squares. Hans doesn't oblige, even though I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But now he goes f5. I think it's Hans who wants to play on. He wants to go g5, prepare f4. Magnus says, you are welcome, hinting at some g4 himself. I don't know, boring position, but they both don't seem very bored. And yeah, Hans says, okay, let's close the door there, fixes the pawn structure. Now there are no more breakthroughs for either side. Hans will just chill with his rook on the a file. Nietzsche, as we
down
say
to 4 seconds though. He might just try to push a little bit. I don't see where, but probably just shuffles here. But he is down to like 5-6 seconds per move here.
Yeah, Hans has a simple plan. He pre-moves rook a7, rook a8, and
there it is.
There we are. Draw agreed. Strong showing by Hans Niemann, not afraid to go into an endgame against Magnus and the bishop pair, proving me wrong. I thought Magnus would grind that one out, but Hans held more than comfortably.